Dear Lauren, I walked away. He was married, and I loved him. He was my best friend and lover. The longer I stayed and accepted whatever he could give, actions and words not matching, effort when convenient for him when his wife was away or busy, and repeated patterns of hot and cold, I realized this is not what I wanted. I asked for transparency and honesty, but constantly felt I was given half truths and broken promises. I knew it was the right thing to do as he clearly cares for his wife, loves her, and showing up and giving effort to care for her is easy and natural. I still feel so hurt, sad, and I miss him dearly. I think of him constantly as little and big things throughout the day remind me of him or of us. The hardest part is feeling all of this, and although he said he didn't want us to end and that he loved me, feel that he's not missing me or thinking of me. This all sounds crazy, as I'm sure readers will say that he shouldn't miss you or think of you because he has a wife and he shouldn't look elsewhere. But it's a sad place to be where I am, to think I had no value or that he doesn't feel any loss without me. He's never said those things, but I can't help but think them. How do I move on? How do I create space to still feel my feelings and miss him, but not want to go back to being the affair partner? Sincerely, April. April, it's a hard thing you did to end the affair and to realize that you were never going to get what it is you really wanted or needed from your married affair partner. That's a really hard thing to do. Loved him, you cared for him, you were bonded to him. And yet what it does sound like is that you were getting scraps from the relationship. You're getting what's left after he is living his primary life, his life with his wife, his life that is above board. And that's a really painful place to be for an affair partner. And so you did the hard right thing of realizing that the limitations of that relationship were never going to give you the relationship that you really want in life. And I think it's important to hold on to that realization as an affair partner, because what you're often grieving is the hope of what could have been. And instead, you have to let yourself grieve what really was. You shared a relationship with someone who wasn't available, and you were close and you had a wonderful connection to this person. And yet the reality is he was never going to be able to be the partner that you deserve in full because he wasn't making himself available. And to demonstrate that, you were getting broken promises, evasion of truth, avoidance, silence. All of those things have a really horrible effect on your heart, on your mind, on your brain, on your self-worth. And your time now is to rebuild those parts of yourself that were compromised by being in a relationship with someone who could only give you those things. Amongst, everything that you had, that you shared, that you valued, you were getting a relationship that is not the way relationships are supposed to feel. So you need to let yourself grieve. And I want you to grieve with the reality that this is someone who was not going to give you what it is that you need and want. And so instead of putting him on a pedestal, make sure that you're reminding yourself that you want to be with someone who is available to be with you. You want to be with someone whose words and behaviors match. You want to be with someone who wants to do the hard right thing. You want to be with someone who is not okay giving you scraps, giving you crumbs. You want to be with someone who wants to live a life of alignment, whether that means giving up his marriage or giving up the affair. And I know that's all very hard to do, but I believe our ideal partner is that person who wants to walk the hard walk of bringing themselves back into alignment. They are not someone who wants to settle into giving us scraps or giving us half-truths or telling us versions of things that are going to placate us and keep us hanging on. That's not love. And when we believe that that is love, we're setting ourselves up for grief that is inaccurate. So I want you to grieve the accuracy of the relationship, that perhaps there were characteristics about him or things about what you shared that you would like to feel again, but that needs to come with someone who is available. So I also want to address the part of the letter where you're saying that he's not missing you, that it doesn't affect him, that he doesn't care. he's experiencing a loss too. So check into why you have those stories about yourself. Why do you feel like you're so easily discarded? Those are deep unworthiness wounds inside of you that probably are a beautiful trailhead for you to begin to walk down to say, why do I feel like I don't matter? Why am I assuming that this person feels nothing? So instead of trying to spend your time figuring out how he does or doesn't feel in the aftermath of your relationship, spend all of that time on healing yourself. Spend all of that time acknowledging the fact that you're grieving the end of a relationship and it's going to take time. And I'd like you to walk forward with the mantra, I need to be with someone who is available to be with me fully. As you grieve, as you move forward, as you experience all of the normal feelings from letting go of someone who mattered to you, but who doesn't have a place in your life in that way anymore, let yourself have all of those feelings and counterbalance them with the reality check that this person was never going to be able to be the partner that you deserve. Repeat your mantra, move forward, and allow yourself to feel your feelings. And as you walk into your fullest life, as you get busy living, there's going to be reward in that experience. You're going to start to feel new things, feel alive again. Your grief is going to give way to new exchanges and new connections and a new feeling of freedom in your own life, where you're not sitting by sad that he can't respond to your text or knowing that he's with his wife because she's available. Those are not feelings that you're supposed to feel in a relationship. So keep on walking that line. Take good care of your heart. Take good care of yourself. Get very clear about what you want to feel in a relationship and stay open to the possibility of that while allowing yourself to let go. One day, 1 minute at a time. It doesn't happen overnight. Do all of the things you need to take care of your heart as you heal. I hope this helps.